Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP today. Jorge Martin delivered an impressive performance at the Sachsenring, claiming victory in the MotoGP Sprint Race and extending his championship lead. Martin's strategic overtaking maneuver against Francesco Bagnaia was a highlight of the race. Francesco Bagnaia experienced a challenging MotoGP sprint at Sachsenring, finishing third behind Jorge Martin and Miguel Oliveira. Despite relinquishing his early lead, Bagnaia remains optimistic about his chances in the main race. Dani Pedrosa has shared his insights on the MotoGP Sprint Race at Sachsenring, focusing on key moments and the performances of several riders, including Marc Marquez and Jorge Martin. Marc Marquez, set to join Ducati Lenovo next season, has addressed the challenges he faced during the Sachsenring weekend, particularly his difficulties in adapting from Honda to Ducati. He also responded to comments from his former teammate Dani Pedrosa regarding his riding style. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. Jorge Martin secured his third consecutive win at the Sachsenring, adding to his impressive record with a win in the MotoGP Sprint Race. This victory extends his championship lead to 15 points, a significant boost after a long stretch without a win against Francesco Bagnaia. It's always nice to win. Here we were strong and I had to take the opportunity. I wasn't at 100% and was struggling a bit, but I managed to gain those positions. I tried to put a strong pace while managing the front and rear tires. Tomorrow will be a long race, but for now, I'm really happy. Quote from Jorge Martin. Martin, who started from pole position but initially fell to third, quickly regained the lead through a strategic overtaking move on Bagnaia. Despite changing his plan mid-race, Martin executed the move with precision. I was always focused but had to change the plan. I had to overtake quickly because if I stayed behind, I would have lost positions. The pressures are always complicated, but we did our best, and it was a victory. Tomorrow, we will try again, Martin stated. Martin's overtaking maneuver on Bagnaia was marked by an element of surprise. He strategically took advantage of Bagnaia's defensive approach under braking. It was a clever move and a good one. Pecco was defending a lot under braking. At that point, I knew he wouldn't expect a move. Tomorrow, I hope to stay first into the first corner because if I need to overtake him again, he will be prepared everywhere, Martin concluded. With the win in the sprint race, Jorge Martin sets himself up strongly for the main event. His tactical approach and ability to adapt mid-race are proving crucial as the season progresses. Francesco Bagnaia took an early lead in the MotoGP sprint at Sachsenring but ultimately finished third. The reigning world champion was overtaken by title rival Jorge Martin and then passed by Miguel Oliveira as well. Despite the setback, Bagnaia remains confident about his prospects for the main race. We made a very good step forward compared to yesterday. This morning, without the yellow flags, I would have been on pole, so it could have been a bit different. Quote from Francesco Bagnaia. Bagnaia faced several challenges during the sprint. Difficulties with bike setup on Friday and issues with tire pressures during the race impacted his performance. We also had problems in qualifying with the bike, so it was not the best day in terms of consistency from the bike. In the race, I tried everything but was managing too much. As soon as Miguel overtook me, I struggled with the tire pressure, and it was very difficult behind these two guys. But we will try again tomorrow, Bagnaia told. Bagnaia acknowledged Jorge Martin's strategic move that allowed him to take the lead. Martin's timing was key, especially considering the tire pressures. He was very smart in that moment because one more lap and it would have been difficult for him because of the tire pressure. It was intelligent. I was trying to manage the rear tire to be more competitive in the last part of the race, but it was useless. He overtook me when it was the moment to overtake me. Bagnaia's statement. Looking ahead to Sunday's main race, Bagnaia plans to make adjustments to improve his performance. He hopes that switching to the medium rear tire will provide a competitive edge. It will be important not to lose positions and to try and manage everything. Today the front tire was completely destroyed. Maybe it was because I was behind and the front tire pressure was too high. Maybe with the medium rear and the long race we can be more competitive," Bagnaia concluded. Despite the hurdles faced in the sprint race, Francesco Bagnaia's strategic adjustments and optimism set the stage for a strong performance in the main race. With his focus on improving tire management and race strategy, Bagnaia aims to challenge Jorge Martin for the top spot. Jorge Martin claimed his third consecutive sprint victory at Sachsenring, with a strong performance that cut Francesco Bagnaia's dominance. Dani Pedrosa, commenting for DAZN, highlighted Martin's tactical prowess. "He had the chance to be a little faster than Pecco on this circuit and cut his dominance. After the scare of seeing Pecco first at the first corner, he was able to recover and challenge him." Quote from Dani Pedrosa. Pedrosa noted that Martin's previous success at Sachsenring, including a double win last season, made him a strong contender. Despite Bagnaia's efforts, Martin managed to secure the top spot. "I knew Bagnaia was going to try, but I didn't know he could do it," said from Dani Pedrosa. Pedrosa also praised Miguel Oliveira, who secured his first podium of the season. Pedrosa observed that Oliveira's bike performed well, particularly on this track. "We saw him riding very well since yesterday. Today in the race, in that group with the Ducatis, we even saw him doing the corners better." Marc Marquez faced significant physical challenges during the sprint race but managed to finish 6th, narrowly ahead of Maverick Vinales. Pedrosa analyzed Marquez's aggressive move to overtake Vinales. Despite his strong finish, Marquez's physical condition remains a concern. Pedrosa is cautious about Marquez's ability to recover for the main race. Final corner, Marc overtook him in desperation. He opened up a bit, and Maverick could close in. But the finish line was so close that Marc was able to hold on to that position. "We'll see how he gets back up tomorrow," Pedrosa's statement. Looking ahead to the main race, Pedrosa believes Jorge Martin still holds an edge over Bagnaia. However, Bagnaia's consistent starting positions and ability to lead the race make him a formidable competitor. But you can't be too confident. Bagnaia is in very good form. He has found the spot, with the Ducati, to make good starts. And he is always in the first or second row, and in those first few meters he can make up the places he needs to get to the front. Pedrosa also commented on Marquez's recent results and his potential for the remainder of the season. Despite some setbacks, Marquez's performance trend has been positive, and there is hope for a comeback. The trend was very positive. He was getting better and better sensations. But right now he is having a small break. We will see if, between tomorrow and the summer break, he manages to get back on track to achieve victory this season," Pedrosa concluded. Dani Pedrosa's analysis provides a detailed look into the dynamics of the sprint race and the upcoming challenges for riders like Jorge Martin, Francesco Bagnaia, and Marc Marquez. With the main race approaching, strategies and physical conditions will be crucial for the competitors. Marc Marquez returned to the Sachsenring, a circuit where he previously enjoyed considerable success, but his weekend did not go as planned. After a tough Q1 session and a starting position of 13th, Marquez managed to fight back to finish 6th in the sprint race. Starting 13th, as much as it is Sachsenring and as good as I have been in the past, it is very difficult to overtake. There are only 2 key points. Quote from Marc Marquez. Despite the challenges, Marquez noted a positive aspect of his performance. However, he also acknowledged the difficulties, reflecting on a challenging start to the Grand Prix weekend. "The important thing and what I will remember is that when I had clean laps, I was riding very similar to the leaders of the race. I had a disastrous weekend, the worst of the year. All the possible problems have come up," Marquez told. Dani Pedrosa, commenting on DAZN, analyzed the differences between the Honda and Ducati, noting that Marquez seemed unable to stop the Ducati as effectively as he did with the Honda. "I've seen that you are able to overtake the riders under braking, but compared to the Honda, it seems that you can't stop the bike as you would like in the last part of the curve and you always end up extending a bit." Quote from Dani Pedrosa. In response, Marquez explained the challenges of adapting to the Ducati's handling characteristics. "At that point, there is a slight push from the rear wheel to the front where the Ducati has a lot of grip. I've been used to stopping by skidding with the Honda, but when I tried that with the Ducati, I have already fallen off the front end several times. It's costing me on the fast lap, with new tires, or when I overtake other riders. So I go with extra caution, and if I have to extend, then I extend." Marquez's statement. Despite being third in the championship standings, Marquez is realistic about his chances for the title. He acknowledged the difficulty of competing against faster riders and focused on his end-of-season goal. "How am I going to be able to fight for the World Championship if we are saving the Sundays and there are two riders who are faster and finishing ahead? My objective is to try to finish within the top 3. It will not be easy to keep up with Bastianini," Marquez concluded. Marc Marquez's weekend at Sachsenring has highlighted the ongoing adjustments he must make as he prepares for his switch to Ducati next season. His insights into the differences between the Ducati and Honda, along with his realistic approach to the championship, provide a clear picture of his current challenges and goals. Thanks for watching ZNGP today, and this is your MotoGP news update. See you in the next video.